Welcome to the All Things New Devotion Series. I'm Matt Parker, and this is week 16, Abraham's Call. Day 3, he remembered his covenant. Psalm 105 and verse 42. For he remembered his holy promise to Abraham, his servant. In Genesis 12, we saw the promise, the covenant of God to Abraham. In Galatians 3, we're reminded just how far-reaching that promise really is. Today, in Psalm 105, we see the power and the strength behind this covenant, the fact that God remembers. While this psalm certainly tells the story of Israel, it does so with a particular focus and feel. It doesn't extol the greatness or worthiness of Israel, but instead the steadfast faithfulness of God across the generations. God keeps his covenants. He keeps his word. Even as centuries pass and circumstances change, he keeps what he has promised in sight. It's an easy slip for us to ascribe human achievement or worthiness to a person or peoples when we reflect on their chosen status. The story we tell can often drift towards a world where Israel's role in the rescue of humanity is predicated by their own consistency. But Psalm 105 corrects that thinking. The plan continues not because Israel is faithful, but because God is faithful. There's an interesting progression in the readings this week, as on day 1, we find Abraham as the single man called out by God. On day 2, he is revealed as the father of all who have and will believe. And today, he's the anchor for God's remembered promise. This time, the story doesn't center on Abraham's response, but on God's utter reliability. The nations will not find blessing because humans have managed their own existence well enough. They'll be blessed because God refuses to forget his promise. This wonderful truth steadies the weary heart and strengthens the tired soul. Sometimes it feels like his promises have been forgotten or at least overwhelmingly delayed. Like Abraham, from time to time, we know what God said, but we can't always see how or when it may come to pass. Today's reading reminds us that this perceived delay is not neglect. Time has no bearing on covenant love. Through famine, wandering, bondage, and the worship of empire, God still remembers. Last week, we honestly called our heartache by name. This week, we find the comfort for our heartache resides in the memory of God. He hasn't forgotten the nations. He hasn't forgotten his promise. And he hasn't forgotten you. Have there been times or seasons in your own life where it felt like God had forgotten about his promise, or even about you altogether? How does Psalm 105 help you anchor your hope, not in quick results, but in God's covenant faithfulness? Father, thank you for remembering. I'm grateful today that your faithfulness hasn't and will never weaken with time. Teach me to rest in your covenant love when my soul and my heart are impatient and uncertain. Strengthen my soul with the truth that you remember. Amen.